Hi everyone, I am Fran Gulick of Cotton & Joy, and I'm joining Riley Blake's virtual quilt market today to talk about my second fabric collection, South Hill. Okay, before we get started, I did want to mention that I'm recovering from a pretty bad cold and my nose is still pretty stuffy. So if my voice sounds a little funny, a little nasally, that's why. But let's talk about South Hill and the inspiration behind it. So my husband, he was in the military for 20 years. And while he was in the military, we moved around a lot, like all military families do. But like I said, he retired at the end of 2020. And we moved to his childhood neighborhood, which is South Hill, Spokane. And that's where the name of the collection comes from. Because the inspiration for it were some of the memories that we made during our first year in this or now forever home. So let's go over all the prints included in South Hill. The first print is this main floral print that has these roses on it, and the inspiration for these was this rose bush that's in our backyard. And originally we actually thought it was dead, and we talked about maybe kind of ripping it out, and then we said, well, let's see what it does during the first spring. And after sort of very little care, it actually came back super strong and produced these beautiful roses, and so I just had to include them on here. This print is a very light sort of baby pink. It's kind of hard to see on camera. And then it also comes on two different colorways. First up is this navy, which was on the cover of the storyboard. And then it also comes on this off-white, kind of like a linen color. It's kind of hard to see on camera, but if I zoom in, you can see that's white right there. And then the actual background, it's a very sort of creamy off-white. So the second print in the collection are these freesias. I'm not entirely sure how to pronounce the name of this flower, but there are these flowers that I planted in our backyard last spring, and I absolutely fell in love with them. Everything from their scent to their look, and I just simply had to include them. And I sketched all of these by hand first, and then I vectorized them. So the colorways are this sort of medium blue, and then they also come on a cream color. It's kind of hard to see if I zoom it in. And then they also come on this medium pink that I love, and I picture these as either sort of backings for quilts. I think they would look really great for dresses as well. I love this print. The next print in the collection are these Toadstools here. Let's see if I can zoom it real quick. There we go. The Toadstools. We had a big issue with the mushrooms, both in a fairy ring out on the front yard, and also in our vegetable garden. So whenever I think of sort of our first year in this house, I definitely think of mushrooms. So I had to include them. They come in this sort of baby pink background color, then also in the navy, and as well as the linen sort of off-white. And here you can really see the difference between the baby pink and the off-white color. The next print in the collection is probably my favorite one. I try not to have favorites, but I just love these squirrels. This is actually the first print I created for this collection. We've had squirrels kind of living in trees all around the property, and my children are absolutely obsessed with them, and so am I. And I love how fun these little guys are. And this print comes in this medium pink. It also comes in a lighter blue, which kind of looks grayish here, but it'll be kind of a foggy blue. And then they also come in the gray sort of silver color. Oops. The next print is this Sea Floral. As you can probably tell by now, a lot of the inspiration for this collection came from just sort of our garden and spending time outside as a family. And so I love this sort of Sea Floral. It just kind of reminds me of spring. And we have it here in sort of multicolor flower colors with a cream background. And then we also have it in pink. And then the multicolor, but with the medium blue for the background color. So the next print of the collection is this stripes print, and they have sort of this painted look to them. And that's because when we first moved to this house, we had a lot of painting that we did. And so that's where sort of I included that within the collection. And I always have to have stripes, because I love stripes for binding for my quilts. So it comes in this navy with white, and then it also comes on the gray. Oops, that's kind of hard to see on here. And then also the pink. Here we go, that's better. So the gray, the navy, and this sort of medium, or actually this is kind of the darker pink, the rose pink. And then last but not least, we have this print right here. I call it Confetti Skye. And this print was inspired by my oldest son. We homeschooled him for kindergarten because it was during sort of the height of the pandemic. And he was just very into our science curriculum that included the planets and the moon, the stars. So that's where this print got its inspiration. And it comes in this sort of baby pink with the pink motifs, and then it also comes in the cream and the navy background. So now let's talk about the quilts included in the collection. The collection, let's zoom out. The collection includes 2 quilt patterns. The first one is Solstice Lights. This is an existing pattern in my pattern portfolio. But it's getting a new cover to match this collection, and it's one of my favorite patterns, and I just absolutely love how fun and easy it is to make. It comes together very, very quickly, and it's a great pattern that's for showcasing prints. You can really get to see all of the prints and this pattern. So let's talk about the second pattern included in the collection. Is called Cozy Village, and it's kind of a home neighborhood inspired pattern. Because as I've mentioned before, the fabric collection as a whole was inspired by our first year in our forever home, and it's named after the neighborhood, South Hill. So it felt only right to include houses in the pattern, in the collection somehow. And because they're not in the print, I included it as a pattern. And I love how they kind of look the same, but they're also just a little bit different. Like some of them have windows, some of them have doors, some of them have chimneys. None is like the other, basically. And I love how dynamic that makes the pattern. So yeah, that's South Hill, my second fabric collection with Riley Blake Desings. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope you love it as much as I do.